What is going on? Welcome everybody to Mastering Marketing. My name is Ben Sturtevant. I am the Chief Operating and Chief Marketing Officer with Elite CEOs. And every Tuesday, Thursday, we jump on here at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific to talk all things marketing. Cover everything from lead generation to sales, closing, fulfillment, all of the stuff that goes on with mainly nurturing leads through the process. And today, what I'm going to talk to you about is text messaging. I am going to be referencing our tool that we created called Elite 360. This is an all-in-one platform that helps you build your business. It's a fully functional CRM, funnel builder, website builder, course hosting software, email marketing, CRM, and so much more. There's a lot to it. And we're going to be talking about texting today. One of the features that we have inside of Elite 360 is the ability for you to send text messages. But I want to cover this because there are other platforms out there. You can go set up accounts with Twilio and then integrate it maybe with some of your other tools that you use. If you don't want to use Elite 360, there's other ways to text out there. So regardless of whether you're an Elite 360 customer or not, I think this will help you. So texting. Texting is really becoming a powerful tool to use in marketing, obviously because it has such a high open rate. Think about the way that you use text. I'm assuming most of you, when you get one, you open it. However, what you're starting to see is companies are abusing it. They're using it wrong. They're using it trying to replace email. And that is not the way that I recommend that you use text messages. And what I mean by that is they're sending long, soliciting emails with links and it looks spammy, right? And a lot of e-commerce companies are using these to, send discounts and promotions. And of course you can do those things, but I don't recommend that in our world, in the high ticket coaching course, creations, trying to sell your knowledge space and the information space. What I recommend is using text message as a great nurture tool, a tool to bring attention for people to go look and seek out emails or reminders or just another way to connect with people or just to have a genuine conversation. And that's how we are using it. That's how we use text inside of Elite CEOs. So the very first thing, let me just take you in. I'm going to show you some of the what I would personally do with text messaging. So inside of our system, this is just a demo account. You have the ability to send out a broadcast text message. Okay. The very first thing that I'm going to caution you on is if you've got more than 100 people, you shouldn't send more than maybe 30 to 50 texts at a time. We have a feature in here. It's called drip mode. So if I wanted to send a text message, I just select my contacts, click on text, and then, what I can do is I can send in drip mode. So you could schedule it, if you don't have a lot, you could send it all at once, or you could send it in drip mode. And that's what I do. So for example, if I wanted to send it tomorrow at, let's say, that time, and if I've got hundreds of thousands of leads, what I would do is I would send 10, a batch quantity, like 10 at a time, and repeat after, maybe, 45 seconds. And then you pick a start date, start time, let's say, 8 a.m. and end time is, something reasonable, like 7 p.m. Especially if you've got a lot, and that's going to send them out as text messages over that time. The reason that you want to do this is because you don't want, the cell phone carriers like Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, whatnot. You don't want them to flag you as a spammer, and it's starting to happen. What they'll actually do is they'll just block your message from getting to people because they figure it's spam. So what does a spam message look like? It looks awful, right? It looks like it's, really, really long, more than 160 characters. It usually looks like it has a bunch of links in it. I would not recommend doing that. In our system, we give, some very basic text message, like in a lead generation, we give you this as a template. So, there's some very basic language in here, and it basically just says the contact's first name, thanks for your interest in, it's a custom value. So it says the lead magnet's name, and then you can access it by clicking here. So there is a link in here. However, it's not a really long drawn out message. It's really just to connect, right? Another thing, if you wanted to improve your deliverability even more, you wouldn't even have that link. You can say you can access it by clicking the link in your email. Be sure to check your spam or your bulk folder. And then throughout the rest of that, I would not necessarily have a whole lot more in it. We have another workflow that we give people for when they book a call. Booking call confirmations. This can really help with reminders. And that's the way that this is something I think is really, really helpful. Again, just some basic information about their call booking. We can do a 24-hour text reminder. We do a 1-hour text reminder, all very basic information, just designed to help nurture that process. We also use it in our, client follow-up process. So when someone joins, we set up these workflows which basically allow you to do things like, here's a 2-week check-in, just, hey, how are things going, right? So if you have clients that are going through your program, you can put these throughout your process. The other way that we use this is the same way that we use, we'll do when we do a two-step, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically just something we do with our social followers or our email or our text. Where we say, hey, we've got this awesome training. If you want it, reply, right? And so what we'll do is we'll send out a manual text blast. We'll select all our contacts. We'll do a text, just like I showed you before, where we do it in drip mode. We'll send out a text and we'll ask for a reply. But what you have the ability to do, and what I would recommend that you do, if you don't have a lot of leads, it's not going to matter, because they'll reply and you can have a messaging conversation. What you can do is you can set up an automatic reply inside of Elite 360. So for those of you who are watching this, who are on Elite 360, this is pretty powerful. So the contact reply, so it would be customer action, customer replied, and then they're going to say reply channel is text, right? So when they reply, maybe you put in a specific word, like contains phrase, like we do on 2-steps on IG. And by the way, you can do the same thing in Elite 360 with IG DM, Facebook DM on your business page, email, automatic reply, and text. So that's what's really cool about this. But with text, it's pretty powerful. So I would do something like, let's say success. So you do a training, you said, hey, I've got this awesome training that's going to cover this, this, and this. If you want it, send us a text with the message, or you're sending out this text blast. So if you want it, just reply with the word success. And that's going to save that. That's going to trigger it. And then what I can do is I can send a text back. Here you go. So you can put links in these because they've replied to you. They've requested information from you. All right. So let me save that. Let me label this. So let's go exam, because I've got a lot of things in our demo here. All right. And let me test this workflow. So I'm going to put I'm not sure which contact my number is applied to. Let me check this really quickly here. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. It's the Global E-Star. Okay. Let's go in here. And here's my text reply. Text example. There it is. Let's publish it. Save. Let's test it. It's the Global E-Star. That one right there. So I'm going to run this text. It's going to send me a text message here in just a second. And then I will reply to it. There it goes. Let me reply back. And I'll show you guys this in just a second here. So if I go into my contacts, actually I can see it in conversations. Is probably the best place to do it, right? So there's so you sent me the text. You're awesome. Here you go. Because they replied, and that's the auto reply, right? I'm just texting. And now what I can do is I can open up this contact, and now I can have a messaging conversation back and forth with this person just the same way that I would in IG anywhere else. it's a really powerful way to communicate with people. Okay. We also use text messaging in some personalization. I'll bring you over to the actual Elite 360 account. Please, this is someone's private information. So, don't do anything with it, obviously. But let me go into Ami here. She just enrolled for the Elite 360 software. And I have an automated text message that goes out that sends her this image. It looks like I put her personal name on there, like I made this image for her personally. I did not. I made this image one time with me pointing at this that says, "You're going to love Elite 360." We have a system that automatically adds her name on there. Yes, we teach you how to do this inside of our training. And that kicks out that automated message. I cannot tell you the number of people that reply to this. It is so cool. Okay. Very, very cool. And something that definitely can help you build your business. So whether you're using Elite 360 or whether you're not, we're streaming this out to multiple people, multiple groups. Find a way to use text messaging, not to replace email, but to supplement it, right? To supplement your journey of nurture as you're helping your leads learn who you are, connecting with them. Email deliverability is really hard nowadays, and text eventually will get there because more and more carriers are starting to flag senders as spam. But if you follow some good techniques, this can actually help your email deliverability as well. So we do a lot of that. Like, hey, thanks for requesting our lead magnet. Here it is. Be sure to check your spam or bulk folder in your email because it's on the way. That kind of thing. Those little things can help your overall business so much more. So that's what I have for you today, guys. Use text in your follow-up marketing. It's not super expensive. I think it costs us about a penny to send a text. So very affordable. The shorter ones, right? You start getting more than 160 characters, it gets a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it, right? We use text all the time in our business, and it certainly helps us with our lead nurture and obviously bringing in more sales. So hopefully that's helpful to you guys. Have a great day.